Why Meet the Others podcast? What's this about?
Why are we doing this thing?
Why are we doing this dang thing?
Who the F?
Do we even know what we're doing?
Certainly not.
Oh,
We
no.
just hooked this thing up tonight. We figured out how to use the mics, and now we're recording 10 seconds afterwards. Gives
Word
me
up.
comfort. So
I hear you.
yeah. So anyways, Meet the Others. That's us.
Still waiting on this car to come and take me home. Things feel a little different now that we grown. Till I turn the ass, so they put my name in stone. Live how I wanna live, till we die alone.
Hey,
Yo!
what's poppin', everybody?
Welcome to Meet the Others podcast. I'm Anissa B.
And I am Choirboy Dank.
And this is Meet the Others podcast.
welcome to everybody watching, everybody listening, all the others, the other world family.
The new others that have decided to join into this world.
Welcome.
Welcome.
You are one of us now.
Come on in. The door's open.
The water's fine.
It's a little cold these days.
Oh, that's real as hell.
Well, welcome. This is a podcast for creators, entrepreneurs, parents, lovers, just humans trying to get by, trying to create dreams, chase their dreams, make their dreams happen. You name it, we do it.
All the people trying to live, laugh, love.
What is it? Live, laugh, love. What is the other one? Is it some
Whatever
shit
stuff
like
that they put on the wall and fucking
in the bathroom?
home goods
I'm
or
like,
whatever.
why am I in the bathroom right now looking at this shit while I'm trying to take a shit? It ain't my bathroom. Ooh, don't clog the toilet. Mm.
What is that? Yeah, never mind. Got
What? Nothing.
I want to say Home Depot, but that's not the place where you buy that stuff.
You can Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby. That's what I was thinking.
Hobby Lobby, Michael's. You know, one of
Right,
those creative places.
Spruce it up a bit.
Oh my goodness, we're always doing this. But welcome, guys. I'm Anissa B again.
I forgot my name. Call me Home Depot Harry.
Home Depot Harry. I like that.
Yeah,
It's got a ring to it.
it's like Bob the Builder,
It's got
but
a
this
ring
kind
to
of.
it when you sing to it.
Oh, she's rapping now, ladies and gents.
Stop it. Like I said in previous recordings,
Skinny model bitches, watch
in
out.
the club. Wait, where were they? In the trunk.
Come on,
In the
no.
Skinny model bitches in the trunk. I pop it open.
There you go.
If you know, you know.
you know. That's for the OGs that may not need the refresher.
Exactly. Shoot. Speaking of refreshers, what's in the cup?
I think we're having a good one today. Refreshers. No. Coffee from the motherland.
Walmart.
Shout out to Seattle and Starbucks.
Well, it's from Starbucks. Like it's bottled in a Starbucks bottle, but it's from Walmart. $5.98 gets you 4 cups of venti coffee. 2 days worth.
Slamming.
Lemon, a little bit of crema, some sugar, like 2 sweet and lows, and that's it for you hoes. I'm out of here now. I'm done.
She's busting the wraps off today.
And I don't mean like hoes in an offensive way, guys. Please don't cancel me before I even start. Shit. Damn. Womp womp.
We have... Yeah, so we here again. And I think that today, the same way kind of like how we did the last podcast.
Oh shoot.
We're gonna dig up the past. We're gonna talk about our history for people that may not know, that either have just kind of got hip to us, or even people that have been around a while and maybe just don't know kind of where we come from, who we are. Give a little bit, brush off a little bit of the of the shoulder. No, no, just give a little bit of insight to who we are and why we do what we do, you know? So I want to get a little bit more deep with Mrs. Strong over here.
Mrs. Strong.
Miss Anissa B. Strong.
Anissa B. Strong. Oh, shoot.
So yeah, I know that lately you've been really on this fitness thing, super hard,
Yes.
working to kind of not only like help all people, but kind of specifically help women, mothers, and people that are just, you know, trying to get back on the game and get their bodies in order and all of that. And I want to get a little bit of history on your journey on how you've done that and where you got that passion from.
Well, let's start back. Well, I have not always been, did I say that wrong? Am I going to be corrected for that one? I haven't always been a super fit person. I mean, I always wanted to be super fit, but growing up, I've always been a heavier child and kind of always been like the bigger girl in the room or the bigger one in the crowd, you know? So like, I would like to start back that far back as far as like, I've always been the bigger girl in the crowd and I've always been pretty athletic, pretty into fit, like wanting to be fit.
Yeah.
Little embarrassed.
Well, that's one thing you always said to me is even when I was a big girl, I was always athletic. I always played basketball and did sports and even went to the gym and worked out and all of that stuff.
Yeah, it was in my genetics, honestly, where like, and that's not to fault like my parents for like my weight gain, but like definitely like my genetics kind of didn't help with me being fit or not being fit enough to the eye, right? Because who knows, maybe I was fit I don't think that being a chunky little girl means that I wasn't healthy. I just was maybe a little extra healthy, you know? But yeah, like I start off with that because I will never forget where I came from, you know, like how I started this. But fast forwarding to today, I don't know, like after I had AJ, our youngest, I developed really bad postpartum depression.
Yeah.
And to the point where like I was gaining weight pretty rapidly. Like I didn't gain as much weight as I did when I was pregnant with her as I did afterwards. Like I just started packing on the pounds. I was very depressed. I was making up excuses for myself. I was sad. I was grieving my father. Depression will definitely take, somebody out. Period. Like I think it just kind of messes up your like focus and your mind when you're like really, really down, like sometimes, and it'll cloud your mind to believe that your world is turning upside down and,
and I think one thing that just this part of your personality and maybe how you grew up or whatever is when you go through those depressing times, you kind of cope through food.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I love food. Food is so good.
Yeah.
Like it's more of not me like just not doing anything. It's more of me just like wanting to eat more. Like I have that problem for sure. For sure. So yeah. So I don't know. Like one day I honestly think us going to the Grammys was like a huge wake-up call for me in my mind because like I felt like I had 3 outfits to wear and I hated them all.
Every one of them, right?
I freaking hated them all.
Yeah.
Like no matter what I put on, I didn't feel good. I didn't feel and I was just like trapped in this like mentality like, well, like this is the cycle that I have to go through because I'm a mom and I got to focus on my kid. I don't have time for myself to get myself in a healthier situation. This is what it is, you know, like I'm always gonna be considered the big girl. Because like when we met, I was a big girl.
Yeah.
And then I lost weight. And then I gained weight after AJ, like our last kid. I gained like a tremendous amount. I ballooned up to like 225. And it was becoming a little bit out of control. Like I wasn't in a happy place. I was just the more I felt like the way the scale was, you know, higher, it was just feeding my depression even more. It was making it this like ugly monster, you know?
Yeah.
So I really think that how I started this like fitness journey was I made a promise to myself. And also Kevin Hart. I really honestly, like when we were watching that one documentary, right? That documentary about like how, you know, he was waking up early and he basically said like, you know, we all have the same amount of hours in a day.
Yeah.
And what you decide to do with those hours is on you. And you can either sleep your life away or you can wake up and you can get shit done. And I really took that to heart. That was like it for me. Like
that was an inspiring kind of thing to watch because it's very easy to look at whatever you're going through and whatever your schedule looks like or whatever and say, you know, I got this going on or this is what's happening and I'm tired or, you know, I don't have time to cook or, you know, this is what's available for me. And I don't have money to really spend on, you know, I don't have a chef or a personal trainer. And it's like, you know, maybe Kevin Hart does or whatever, but he didn't get there by going, well, woe is me.
And making excuses.
You have to make excuses to do the things that you have. Like I have to do these things. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to build myself into the person that I really want to be, or the person that when I look in the mirror or take pictures or put on outfits, I'm proud of.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. And that was like it was kind of harsh to like look in the mirror. Like I didn't take pictures of myself. I was taking pictures of my kids, but like if you took a picture of me, I was pissed at you. And there was actually a picture that was posted by one of our family members, and I was like, "Are you effing kidding me? Like, I look horrendous." And I was like, "We have to change."
How could you do that to me?
How could you do that to me? Are you trying to sabotage me right now? Like,
because I don't look like that. You made me with that stupid camera.
And sometimes it's hard because mothers, you know, women need to also recognize the fact that like we put ourselves through a lot of changes in our bodies when we're pregnant.
Oh yeah.
Like on top of if you're depressed or you're grieving or anything like that, you're already putting your body through so many changes. The hormones that are going through your body is like insane, unexplainable. And then we birth our children. And that's another thing that we put ourselves through, like another, you know, hard thing to handle for a woman. And then nursing and trying to do the right things by our children and trying to like, you know, just be this superwoman because in society and social media, it's always put out that, you know, perfect mom, not the one who's struggling, you know, like I'm the mother and I can say that loud and proud. I'm the mother who struggled all 3 times. Like there was not one time that I was perfect in any of me being pregnant, having my children. I mean, Tayyam was a great pregnancy. He was a joy. So that's why I wanted to do it over and over again. But like, as far as like, it's a lot for a woman, a mom to handle.
Well, it's like a roller coaster. It's like you being pregnant is like going up the roller coaster, going up, getting bigger. and then you go down and then it's like, then I think that you get, you know, you have this big old emotional high about having your kid.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you go through the emotions of having him and then you have to deal with another human being and deal with all of that comes along with taking care of a baby, then a toddler, then growing them up. And it's just, you know.
And then throw postpartum depression in there. Like nobody knows what that's like. There are so many different forms of postpartum depression. I had the type of postpartum depression where I had unfortunately, like right before I got pregnant with AJ, and before losing my father, I had a miscarriage. And it was like like very traumatic. Like I had a miscarriage at home in my shower. Like it was like something that was like out of a horror movie. Like it was really scary. It was a lot to deal with. And then like a few months later, my father suddenly passes away. And like on top of dealing with that, then I dealt with another loss. And then like I got pregnant with AJ. And then I was dealing with grief. I was dealing with legal issues with my father's death and family members who were out of this world and dealing with all those things. So then I developed this postpartum depression, and mine was like the type that was not like, I didn't want anything to do with my baby. I wanted my baby for myself, and I wanted no one to even like look at her. Like I felt like when she was born, I didn't want no one touching her, breathing on top of her. I cried when I looked at her. She was just like, my precious. Like, like I was like, Gollum, you know, like, and I was consuming myself with just wanting to like be her mom and like nurture her. But what I was like, every time I did that, I also was like focusing on the fact that like, I need to show this little girl, like she's my only girl. I need to show her what it's like to be a strong woman. Right now, I'm a weak woman at this time. Like I can, time. Like I can look in the mirror and go, hey, you know what? I'm fucking weak. I need some help. And like, I didn't seek any like healthcare for help or anything like that. But I just knew that what was really keeping me down was my weight.
Yeah.
And how I looked at myself in the mirror. And when I would look at myself, I would just like turn away because I was like, ugh, I can't believe I allowed myself to get this big again. I can't believe that like I'm like not.
Well, and it's got to feel some type of way to go from someone that is whatever 200 plus pounds, get down to under 200 pounds, feel good about the way you look.
I used to be 375.
Well, which is, yeah. So then you get to a weight that you feel happy about and then go right back to it. Well, maybe not right back, but you're back at it, and you can't, and it doesn't just come, that stuff just doesn't just come off.
Oh no, it takes a lot of dedication.
Yeah.
And
hard
work, because this time around, like there was no tool besides for me waking up every morning, hopping on that tread, wiping my eyes, because a lot of times I freaking fought myself. I cried. I did not want to get up. It took a lot of me trying to do research of like, what should I put in my body? You know, I don't want to be tired, but I also can't eat too much, because if I eat too much, then I'm defeating the whole purpose of working out, because at the end of the day, it's 80% of your whole entire like weight loss is
diet,
what you put in your mouth.
Yeah.
So I had to like really like work it, you know, and it's taken many years of me working at this time on my own, you know, and like really like grabbing it and saying, you know what, I'm gonna do this for myself, because although I am a mom, and it's important for mothers to understand that like I'm not telling you ever to like tell your kid like, sit down, it's my turn. But what I am saying is that we got to sometimes put ourselves on the front of everything, because in order for us to be able to hold our children, we have to be strong enough to hold our children. And if I'm always crumbling, then I wasn't strong enough to hold my children up and pick my children up. I was a weak woman trying to like just,
well, like physically and mentally, and like being able to say, you know, it's one thing to say, you know, because I feel like sometimes when you don't have that confidence and don't feel good about yourself, it's hard to pour into your children in the right way. You can do it, but it's almost like a facade.
Right.
It's like, it's almost fake.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you got to build yourself up. You got to put that oxygen mask on yourself so that you can operate in the way that is not coming from lack of
Yes.
needing. You can fill from a full cup,
Yes.
right?
Yep. Yeah.
Which, yeah. So, if you could give someone that is coming from like, I don't know, some like that type of mentality, or even maybe someone, you know, either that's coming from postpartum or just had a kid and put on a bunch of weight, or even just someone that just feels like I've tried everything and nothing's working. What do you have any sort of like motivating words or anything that you could say kind of helped you along the way in your journey?
I think a lot of times I had to remind myself that things that are worth it takes time. And nothing in this world will come to me right away. I have to continue to work on myself.
Yeah.
And I think that forever I will continue to work on myself. I don't think that there's ever like a stopping point for me. Like I feel like I will constantly have to work on myself. And I think that once you realize that you are worth more than just a title of being a mom, more than just this, you have to remember that you are worth so much, and that like I would never ever like weight shame anyone. Like I'm not saying, you know, being completely slim and trim is the wave. What I'm saying is it's just creating a more healthier environment for yourself, because when you do work out and you do eat right, you do feel good. And I think that it's important to like recognize that and say like, I am worth it. This is going to take time. I'm not going to hop on the scale today, start out and be exactly where I want to be. I need to keep working towards my goals. And in order to do that, I have to remind myself each and every day to continue to work on your goals, continue to be consistent, because it's taken me like 3+ years to get to where I'm at today. Like, and I'm still working on myself.
But would you say that those years are worth it?
Definitely 100% worth it.
Because I feel like even just, you know, in doing certain things and going to different events, being able to move past the event of the Grammys and go to other events where you get to put on a dress.
Oh my God, it's different. It's so amazing. Like this past weekend.
Yeah.
Shoo.
You feel
can't nobody tell me nothing.
Yeah, it's like night and day, right?
Yes.
It's you know, it is a lot of work, right? But I think that, and correct me if I'm wrong, is you're looking at it like, this is work, I deserve it, and it's something that I'm building into myself and my lifestyle. But it is like a lifestyle rather than like a set of like to-dos.
Yes. And that's what I really want to help women and moms, new moms, older, you know, moms that have children and they're older and still always put themselves in the back burner. I want to help them and help them realize and recognize that it is a lifestyle. It's something that you have to do within yourself. Like you have to dig deep within yourself to recognize I am worth it. This is this will be my lifestyle now. I will become a lot more confident in myself, making choices, walking in a room just by creating a healthier scenario for myself, you know, because we make a lot of excuses for ourselves, and not because like I would never want to say that, because I also feel like a lot of times moms deal with a lot, you know, like
100%,
you know, hormones and children and husbands and house and inventory in the house and work. You know, some of us work and school and just trying to better ourselves and always trying to like, you know, fluff ourselves up. And I just think that like we make so many excuses that we have to stop making those excuses and create a lifestyle of being healthier.
Yeah.
In period. Like that should be on the top of the list of things to do so that you actually feel good. Because if not, you're going to walk around upset. You're not going to be happy with yourself. I definitely was not happy with myself. I'm a lot more happier with myself, you know?
Which is, in a weird way, it reminds me of this book called Atomic Habits, which is really says something. The atomic means like small, very small.
Right.
Habits, and those little habits after time add up to create that lifestyle. And I think that that's part of it, is like saying I'm not gonna do that little thing here. I'm not gonna do that little thing here, because it's easy to make those excuses and say,
Yes.
well, I'm tired and this, that, and the third. And those, they add up. They add up positively or negatively.
Right.
Right.
So
yeah, and I think that's part of that lifestyle that you're talking about.
yes. So
That's cool. That's super cool.
And now I'm doing my schoolwork and I'm getting, becoming certified, and I'm, taking nutrition classes, and I really, really want to reach out to a lot more mothers and women in general that may need a little bit of a push, with a healthier lifestyle. I have a lot of things that are going to be coming up, and that I really hope that I can like reach as many women and moms and just like people who may feel, but like more that community, because I feel like a lot of times we get a little lost in just being moms, and I want us to like I want moms to be a lot stronger in mindsets and physically and whatever that looks like, like for their journey.
So if say someone's listening to this right now and they have those feelings and they're feeling like they need someone to talk to, or they need some level of like little bit of guidance, or they got some questions about your journey, or like what maybe they should be doing on the daily, or even just like what's the first place to start? Should they be reaching out to you? Or
I mean, you can always reach out to me. I'm on AnissaBStrong on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm everywhere.
And you're open to having some of those dialogues.
For sure. I'm open to have that dialogue. I'm open to have like any surgery talk. Like I've been through a lot in the last like 5 years, and I definitely would love to help anyone who feels lost a little bit. Like I would love to be able to like give as much as I can give to that community, and yeah, I'm an open book when it comes to that stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's super cool
for sure. And just start. Just the first step, the only step, because I've gotten a lot of questions like that, is like, how do you start? What do you do? Yeah. Just get up and start.
And what would you say what would starting look like?
Starting would look like setting your alarm early. Starting would look like pushing yourself, making yourself a little uncomfortable.
And you do that so that you can get out of the way of the kids.
Yeah, I always need that time, because like my children wake up at the butt crack of dawn.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, I do know that.
So yeah, like we have to, like, in order to create that, like you're going to have to be a little uncomfortable and wake up at a certain time. We wake up at 4 a.m. Like, yeah. I mean, that is what it is. In order for me to make sure I get a decent workout in order for me to make sure that I collect my thoughts before I have to go and take care of 2 humans that are growing, that I have to continue to water to make sure that they can like create their own lifestyle where they don't feel weak and they don't feel like making excuses. Yeah. So I have to do all that stuff. So I have to make myself uncomfortable. And even on days when I am tired, like the other day, I told you, I was like, I want to stay in bed. And like, we still got up and like did what we had to do. It's just, you have to start. And it will be uncomfortable at first. But if you continue, the more you continue, little tiny habits that you create will continue to create exactly the lifestyle that you've always wanted and needed.
I love that. Yep. You're building the character. You're going through the hard, building the character that you want to be.
Yes.
That you will be proud of when you look in the mirror.
For sure.
That's so cool. I mean, yeah. It's not, yeah, I think that there's this Alex Hormozi guy, he says, if you were building a person and you wanted them to be mentally tough and ready for anything that could come at them, would you give them a really easy life? No. You'd have them face hardships and gain their mental toughness. And I think that that's what you kind of, if you really want to be that person, I think sometimes you got to wake up. You got to go do the you got to start when it's uncomfortable.
Yes.
When you're busy.
Yep. So.
Well, that's inspiring. I think that that's super cool. Yeah. And if you guys don't know, this woman shows up daily on her social and gives little gems every day. So if you're not subscribed to her Instagram or following her, do that, because it'll give you those little gems, and those things come early in the morning.
Yes.
So you guys can wake up together and build those habits.
We woke up together. Yes. So follow me on Instagram, AnissaBStrong. If you aren't following me yet, follow me. I get a little loud and obnoxious, but honestly speaking, FYI, in case you didn't know this, a lot of times I'm talking to myself. Like 98.9% of the time I'm talking to myself, and I need those pushes for myself, because I have to rely on myself and I have to push myself. And that's the same thing that everybody has to do. It's only you guys, you look back at yourself in the mirror and you make those decisions, whether they're good decisions or bad decisions. You make those decisions. And I would love it for all the moms and women to move forward, stomp on the ground, and remember who you are,
We need the bullhorn.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So that's good. That's good. So I think that wraps it up for today. I think we went a little overtime, but
again,
valuable stuff.
Just dropping some gems, some golden nuggets, as Kevin Hart would say.
Right
in your mouth.
You gotta pick up them nuggets.
Eat them. Take them in.
Word up. Well,
I'm sorry, guys. So yeah, if you guys are not following us, follow us on Meet the Others Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, Facebook. You see these faces, it's us, man. Meet the Others Podcast.
You know what it is.
Hey.
Love y'all.
Peace. Why Meet the Others Podcast? What's this about?
Why are we doing this thing?
Why are we doing this dang thing?
Who the F?
Do we even know what we're doing?
Certainly not.
Oh,
we
no.
just hooked this thing up tonight. We figured out how to use the mics, and now we're recording 10 seconds afterwards. Gives me comfort. So
I hear you.
Yeah. So anyways, Meet the Others. That's us.
Still waiting on this car to come and take me home. Things feel a little different now that we grown. Till I turn the ass, sure they put my name in stone. Live how I wanna live, cause we die alone.